Hi guys, I've actually split this video down into two parts. The video itself is getting quite long, so it's just a little bit more manageable to do that. In part one, we're going to be confirming your bike, make, model year and region, and then I'm going to show you how you can find the part numbers to go along with those. In part two, that's where I'll show you the secret sauce. It's how we can use eBay to find used parts and discontinued parts using deep search queries, and then getting eBay to tell us when those parts have been listed so we don't have to check every day of the week. So if you want to check out part two straight away, feel free. If not, stick around for part one because there's some decent information in there, and I'll see you again in part two. Hey guys, Neil here from projectdirtbike.com. Today we're just doing a quick video about how we can correctly identify a bike, finding out the part numbers, and then sourcing parts. Pretty simple. At the end of it, I'm going to talk about how we can use eBay to the best of its ability to notify us of when parts are available. So it's a nice little tip there. But let's get straight into it and see what's going on. So when I start a new dirt bike project, even though I'll very likely know the model of the bike, finding the right year and the region of the bike could have a knock-on effect as to the different part numbers. So the first thing I do is I use this little website here, which is a German website called zsf-motorrad.de, and using my VIN number, which 9 times out of 10 will be stamped on the bike or plated on the bike, normally up the head of the frame, just the little head section where the steering stem drops into. You're going to find the VIN number, and down here it tells us that if the bike is newer, it's going to probably be 17 digits, and if it's going to be an older bike, then it's likely to be 11 digits. So this is my VIN number for my XR250. I'm just going to type it in and hit go. So that is pretty much all I use this website for in terms of the data I put in, because what I'm trying to find out here is I'm wanting this site to clarify A, that it's a 250, which it has done, but more importantly the region it's from. So this is saying it's direct from Europe, or it's the European version of my bike. Now the year I know is 1991. I know that because I've also researched my VIN number online as to the digits in there and what that may correspond to. And also my bike is road legal, so I've got the logbook over here in the UK, we call it a logbook, but the paperwork to show that it's 1991. I use this little top picture up here on the right. It's not going to be identical necessarily to your bike, but it will give you a good indication, and that's it for this site. I now know that my bike is a European version, and I'm more than happy that, yep, it's still looking like my bike. All of these diagrams here, what they call fish diagrams, and if you haven't come across them before, they're really good for when you're doing rebuild projects, because when you click on one like so, you can take a component and it will blow it up and label all the different parts, number them, and then list the corresponding part numbers, which are here. I don't use this site for that. I might cross-reference, but that's it. So over in the UK, I'm using foundersparts.co.uk, and I'm just going to use this to research my part number. There's two ways of doing it. You can either use this drop down box here, or you can go straight in and select an icon here on the left. By the way, it's worth pointing out that, yeah, I'm showing you for a Honda bike, but obviously it can be used for any bike. The newer the bike, probably the easier it is to find parts. The bike that I've got, this one in particular, is from 91. I'm filming this in 2020, so it's just shy of 30 years old. And some parts are discontinued or hard to find. But XR250, I know it's 1991. Here's the region. I now know it's European. The colour is not going to have an effect on the part numbers, so they just list it as all colours. And then this, well, you can show gallery, which is going to give the fish diagrams, or you can just select it. But let me hit show gallery just to show you. This is good if you don't know what a part is called, which I've been in that boat many times. So you can just visually try and sort of scope it out. But you're looking for like a collective amount of components here. You know that you're not just going to look for a breather pipe on a fuel tank. It's going to be part of the fuel tank setup, as is the fuel tank brackets, etc., etc. So it's trying to find the right group of parts when you're looking at these fish diagrams. But let's just take, I'll go back to the list. We're going to go down to steering stem. Once you've clicked on a part, you're going to get that fish diagram blown up, all the numbers listed, and then similarly to that German website, the numbers here are going to correspond to the name and then the part numbers written underneath. This column will tell you if they got it in stock or back order, but it's good if it's no longer available, i.e. discontinued. So that's how I identify the region and then get onto Fowler's to find my part numbers. Another two options for, well, just for cross-checking, but also if you're, say, like these two websites are in America, you're probably going to order off a USA website rather than the UK if you're in America, for no other reason than you're going to get the part quicker. Pricing across the board on parts like this, which are OEM parts, by the way, which means original parts, manufactured by the original people, the price difference is not too different between them. So this one, partsfish.com, you were just going to come down to parts, select the bike. In this case, we'll stick with what we've got, which is a 91 XR 250. And we'll take the steering stem. The reason I'm picking the steering stem is because I was just having a look around on this the other day and I noticed that the part number was different, so I want to quickly explain that. So same diagram, or very similar, but they've numbered them differently, which is fine. But they've got the steering stem here at number 4. There you go, number 4. Number 4 over here, you've got this part number. Ends in 770. Our part number for steering stem is 1651. Totally different number. But we've got 1991 Honda XR. So why is that? Well, down here, this says diagram shown for US models. So that's the first thing that I'm thinking. It's for a US model. But what I do is take that part number, go back over to Fowler's, type in that part number. Whoops. It's come up as steering stem. So I'll click on the associated bikes for that. Why does it come back as that? That should be coming up. Right, hang on. I'm going to try it without the hyphens. There we go. Always worth a try without the hyphens. That's coming up as an XR250. That's all correct. 1991, Canada. So if you remember, our bike was from Europe. So that's two different parts there, both steering stems, two different part numbers. There's got to be something different about them. They may fit, they may work, but something different about them. So it's up to you whether you're going to take a punt on a different steering stem or try and get the exact match. So let me quickly go back to our Honda. And that's our part number there. So that's just something to be aware of, that, make sure you've got the right region. Another site, again in America, well known, Dennis Kirk. Been going 50 years by all accounts. This is another great website just for cross-referencing and buying parts. So 91 Honda dirt bike XR250. This bike throws up additional information, which is quite cool. So up the top here straight away, you've got the tyre sizes, the spark plug, and the sprocket teeth numbers. You can get a lot of stuff off of this site, but there's a lot of stuff you can't get. So it's just another good site to be aware of, really. Great for tyres, tools, sprockets, chains, those sorts of things. Probably not going to get a steering stem on there. You could enter the part number, might come up. No, nothing coming up there. But yeah, just another website to be aware of. And if nothing else, you've got a bit of additional information. Although I don't always rely on this, it even tells you that there, but I'm normally drawing that info from a service manual. But it's, if you haven't got a service manual, then it should work for you. So moving on then to eBay. Okay, that's part 1 boxed. The link to video 2 is down in the description, and I'll see you there.